What's going down, everybody? Welcome to the show. Sean, what's your Twitter handle? You're not coming up.
Dude, exactly. Bottom slash sep9 or some shit.
bot-
Bottom slash complicated ass sep9.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's not coming up.
Is it? Let me see real quick. I don't even know what it is.
Bottom slash at bottom slash scp. The weirdest crap.
I'm gonna check, player.
Nope, don't have it. Oh, there it is. Check. Jesus Christ, I got it. 2 years later.
172 or 71? One.
Yep, 171, ladies and gentlemen.
Baby.
The last episode of 2022. Let's go.
Because I'm a savage.
I'm a savage. Dinner.
You ever seen it like me?
So good.
All right, folks, get my charger real quick, and then we're doing this.
Let go, baby. Let go, baby.
All right, Twin Snakes, mute your shit.
Let go, baby.
Mute your shit so I can do the intro.
Oh, my bad.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen.
Double snake heads. I got them all day for you, TCB. We come into the holidays with the double snakes.
All right.
And I ain't talking about craps, baby.
Okay. Okay. Everyone, welcome in. It's a late one again, but what are you going to do? Ten seconds of silence. Oh, wait, hold on. Most important thing ever. That way I can actually get the episode out today is record on Skype. Because if not, then you got to wait fucking 12 to 15 hours for it to actually be able to download on YouTube. That shit sucks. Okay. 10 seconds of silence in 3, 2, and 1. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another issue of the Comic Bookies podcast. The final episode of 2022 is here, episode 171. Let's get this thing started. In sports, NFL Week 16 is gone. It was 15 going into 16 now? Yeah. In sports, the NFL's Week 15 is over, and we will go into Week 16. Who is making the playoffs and who is not? The World Cup is over. Congratulations to Argentina and Lionel Messi. We will recap the whole tournament, and of course, looking forward to when it comes to America in 4 years. And in comics, we have plenty of books to get into. DC, Marvel, Ablaze Comics, Boom Studios, just to name a few. And of course, our news. Some good, some bad, of course. We're talking bad news in the world of DC movies, good news in the world of Marvel movies, and video games. Your boy here got a new one, and we have other news. Now, this is the last episode of 2022, so we have all of that slated for you. But to add on a cherry on top, we will be colliding the worlds of sports and comics one last time, talking the best, the worst, and everything in between in the worlds of sports and comics. So come along for the ride for one last time in 2022. Let's end this thing right. Let's do it. Cool. Is Mark there, ready to go? You're muted, John.
Yeah, I was.
Okay. All right, one more hand in the cookie jar, and then we're going.
We go.
Okay. Okay, going back live. Oh, hello, all the viewers here. Welcome to the final episode of 2022. So let's get this thing going. I just did the intro for the episode, going back live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Man, I'm going to miss that Christmas music at the beginning of this month's episodes, but welcome, everyone, to another issue of the Comic Bookies podcast. Episode 171 is being brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Wednesday, December 21st, 2022 is New Comic Book Day, so go out and get your books, new and old, or however you get your comic books. But for me, actually, this week I'm actually going into the shop. Very excited about that on Wednesday, so hope to see you guys there, Mark and Sean. But how are you guys doing? It's the final episode of the year. Can't wait to do some sports, comics like we always do, but also to get into just the year in review, right? Just like the good, the bad. Like I was going through my notes like earlier today, like, dang, this happened this year, that happened this year. Like a lot to talk about. Like we can honestly do this episode for like 4 hours, but we're going to try to keep it to 2. But anyways, how you guys doing?
The last episode of the year is always my favorite episode, only because of that very thing. You can see all the crap that happened in this past year that we forgot about. But no, everything's good, man. It was a fun weekend. Got to see the TCB brothers for our niece Maddie's beautiful, beautiful birthday. Super fun. And just things are good, man. You can see the holiday spirits getting more and more merrier by the day. And yeah, it's about that time for people to just sit back, relax, enjoy that holiday spirit. Nice cup of hot chocolate and just, enjoy everybody, man. Things are good. How you doing, Mark?
What's up, brothers? Glad to be back in the saddle. Like you said, last episode of the year. Man, it's crazy. Came and gone, and we're going to be back in 2023. I think New Year's Day is on a Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
Sunday.
Are we saying that we're going to... Oh, it is on a Sunday.
Yeah, both Christmas Day and New Year's Day are on a Sunday. So, yeah, I mean, I figure we'll take this next week off to spend the holidays with family and friends, and then we are back at it, just like the same as always, January 2nd, brother.
And with it being the last episode of the year, I know you guys probably can't see it, but I try to get a little bit in the spirit. I didn't have my Santa hat, but I got some like Santa PJs, some Christmas PJs on. Try to get in the spirit and enjoy this 171st episode of the Comic Bookies podcast with my brothers. It's gonna be fun. Like you mentioned, World Cup is over. Domestic league's gonna start back up. It's getting cold around here. But looking forward to ending the year, looking forward to what 2023 is going to bring all of us individually, spiritually and mentally and, everything else, and for our fans as well. And just excited, man. So, I mean, yeah.
Mark, you at least have your Christmas PJs on. Sean, you actually have something red on. So, okay, that's bringing you joy this holiday season. I'm bringing the only thing that's bringing me joy.
There it is.
In sports, the holiday season.
There it is.
I feel like NASCAR is the only sport right now that actually brings me joy, A's, Sharks, Raiders, USC a little bit, but, and then the Warriors aren't doing too hot right now. But, hey, either way, I love to see all the lights, me and the kids, both the kids finally, dude. I know you guys feel me on this. Finally, we've hit a path in the road that both kids are now fully healthy. Fingers crossed, knock on whatever kind of wood you have in between your legs or on the wall, whatever type of wood you have. Please, keep them healthy through my daughter's birthday, which is tomorrow, and then Christmas, dude. I can't wait.
I get it, bro. I get it, man. This flu season's nuts. We had Cason's 1 year today, and just hearing, no freaking number statistics, but just a general gist of how many kids are going in for their freaking flu, getting their flu shots. Hey, it's true, man. It's real. Actually, our neighbor, their kids got the flu hecka bad, and kids no older than Cason, so it's scary stuff, man.
Right. I mean, and then so my kids went through it a little bit. We had 3 or 4 different kids from different groups actually drop out of my daughter's party on Saturday because they tested positive for either RSV or whatever flu A is going around. It's unbelievable. So please, everyone, especially out there, like, the Midwest and not California, where it gets even colder than 32 degrees at night, like, please bundle up. Please keep the kids, healthy and safe, especially during the holiday season. But man, crazy times.
It is, man.
Okay, cool. So if we don't have, without further ado, let's get this episode started. We're going to kind of keep the bread and butter, meat and potatoes. Hey, remember did you ever have bread and butter when you were a kid? Bread, butter.
Man.
I had some earlier,
Right?
man.
Some-
I'm
We're
Portuguese.
Portuguese, bro.
Some
Come on,
toast,
butter.
some butter, a little bit of sugar and cinnamon on that thing. Oh, such a good snack.
Oh, yeah. The ones that you put in the toaster?
Yeah,
Awesome.
dude. Yeah,
Right.
amazing. Anyways, so yeah, you know what?
I
Fine.
have a-
That's what I'm calling it. The bread and butter of the podcast. We will be talking sports and comics, but we are going to mix it up a little bit and end the year right. And, just whatever. Like whatever happened in the year 2022, whether it be sports, comics, anything else in the world that happened, I just can't wait to kind of recap this year and especially the things that are negative, kind of wipe the slate clean, wipe it off our shoulders, dust off your shoulders, like Jay-Z said, and just start 2023 fresh, have some new ideas for the show that are hopefully going to happen and come to fruition. And yeah, let's just end this thing right, man. So sports is first. So let's start with the World Cup. The world sport. Congratulations to, I know you guys aren't the happiest of campers because you would have probably wanted to see, they didn't really, they played a lot in Spain, right? A Clasico a bunch of times, but I know every single Portuguese fan would want Ronaldo to win a World Cup over Messi. But at the same time, if you don't hate the guy, then you can't help but feel good for the guy finally getting that one win to kind of round out his career. Like he can retire if he wants to. I don't know if he's going to, but yeah, I mean, the game was super, super fun. It was one of those ones where I went to bed, but I had to get up early for something. So I came into it. I started watching it like right after they scored and tied it. Like I missed pretty much the whole game, but I saw, we're going into extra time. Like extra time. I thought it was like 2-0 when I went to bed or whatever. So yeah, it was a super crazy game. I'm sure you guys have more insight on it because you actually were able to actually watch the game.
Officially one of the best games I've ever watched. It really was. I think we solidified a couple things. Mbappe is the truth. He is just a different breed. And yeah, Messi, I don't use the word GOAT for him, but legend, Mount Rushmore of soccer. Oh, it's not even close. Like he does things that's just, after a goal, you can hear the English announcer, it had to be him, and it had to be him. Like
Right.
he's different, man. That team, I think me and Mark kept saying it, they weren't the best Argentina team. I could have named a handful of teams better than that Argentina team, but Messi is just the one that kept them together. I almost felt like that team was so motivated. As much as they wanted to win for that country, they wanted to win for Messi. And the reality is, man, I can't name one bad thing about that guy in terms of never got into scandal, doesn't play the wrong way. Like he's a legend for sure. And congrats to Argentina. Gotta just tip your cap for him, man.
Definitely. The game started off, looking like it was going to be an Argentinian rout with, I think it hit halftime and it was 2-0.
Yeah.
So obviously, they were able to come back and just tie it 2-2, go into extra time. And, Mbappe just with the hat trick at 23 years old, just already a legend in his own right. If he would have won back-to-back World Cups, I would have really just enjoyed to see where his career could have gone from here. Obviously, he hasn't been able to get the eluded Champions League for Paris Saint-Germain, which he plays on with Messi over there. But I just think that either story I think would have been great. And obviously, exactly like you said, Sean, with Argentina wanting to win for Messi, with them, Mike mentioned it, they were going to win the rest of the group after losing to that first game against Saudi Arabia. Not only did they win the next two games and win the group, they won every single game after that. Has there been some, talks about a lot of PKs being awarded and whatnot? I think, yes, that you can look at that angle. But at the end of the day, when you make it to the World Cup final, you have to eventually play the best of the best and just to keep grinding all these games to get to the final. It's tough, man. It's tough. Portugal, I think, deserved better. I think they could have beat Morocco. We've talked about this before. I think that if we could have, had to face France, I think it would have been tough. We've seen how, I think, France is pretty good for about at least 2 to 3, if not 4 goals a game. They're high powered. Congratulations, Messi. I'd also like to say congratulations to Croatia, another team that made the final. finished second place in 2018, finished third place in 2022.
Big ups.
Congratulations to them. You know, Modric, great player, another older one as well. You know, a little GOAT in his own right, representing his country, a solid man. You know, no acquisition or no accusations or none of that with him as well. So just this was a great World Cup to round off some of these like good careers. You know, Luis Suarez, although they didn't make it out of the group stage, but just, you know, I know.
It's a farewell tour for a lot of these guys. You're right,
farewell
though.
Tour, and just Messi with the ultimate, you know, capitulation to make it all come together, you know, and he got the Copa America as well, I think not that long ago.
Copa America, past couple, yeah.
I mean, kind of hard not to, you know, like you said, especially with the way his Ronaldo's antics have been, and now with him lifting the Copa, this gold cup, right? So kind of hard not to say that he ain't the GOAT, in my opinion, but you see the picture behind me. If you guys were watching live, you know, got a couple legends there in their own right. I mean, but honestly, I mean, I can pose a question to you guys that I have, but if you guys want to keep talking about the World Cup, we can. But I want to ask you guys something as well. But give us your thoughts on it, Mike, what you saw when you can. I know some of these games didn't really work out in your schedule,
right,
with work and sleep. But what do you think, brother?
I mean, I think we've had 2, maybe 3 straight World Cups that have been less memorable than the previous ones. I think when I first started watch World Cups in 2006, Germany, I can't remember who won those ones, right? But I just mean the event. Every time they went in between, like at halftime, they'd go down to the beach in Rio and talk to some fans. They're playing beach volleyball and stuff. It just like felt like it was a good time. You know, South Africa with the Vuvuzelas, there was always something to be talked about, right? Germany was just a classic. Like the Germans were one of the best teams at the time too, you know. And then with Russia, you know, just kind of I don't know, Russia being Russia is just whatever, like the venue, and of course Qatar, right? The money behind it, the lack of alcohol. There was going into it, and even the first game or two, there was always, you know, these negative, you know, these negative stories to be connected with Qatar, right? But some of those games, I will say that the round of 16 and on, like the knockout stage, was some of the best soccer I've seen, right? Morocco making their Cinderella run up to the semifinals, Argentina, France, you know, and then all 3 of our teams at least making it to the knockout stage. Portugal, Poland, USA, we at least got to watch our teams play meaningful games, even though Poland, you know, and USA were eliminated, you know. Hey, at least they made some kind of run, right? Something to look forward to in 2026, right? For USA. So I think overall it was good for soccer. Unfortunately, like I always say in the U.S., and it's you know, I say it in a jokingly way, but I would want soccer to be more popular. But unfortunately now soccer goes back to being number
see in 4 years
13 most popular sport in the United States. You know, like it's very unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. But at least, you know, hardcore soccer fans and, you know, people who are either French and Argentinian or whoever, hey, at least they can say that, you know, it was a good tournament for their teams, at least, you know.
It's a national holiday in Argentina tomorrow, brother.
It is, bro. They named it. Dude, what about France, though? I was thinking about this earlier, and it's crazy. They won the World Cup. I don't know if it was 96, but it may have been 96 versus Brazil. Then they've been to a World Cup final versus Italy. They lost. The World Cup final versus Croatia. They won. The World Cup final versus Argentina. They lost. Right. The Euro Cup final versus Portugal. They lost. But it's like, that's like 5 to 6 major championships they've made in like the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, they're a factory, bro. They're a factory. And, you know, congrats to them in their own right, man. You know, they lost, but it's one of those, it's just like,
right.
To have the longevity of being that consistent, of always being one of like the superior teams, is like, you know, that says something about the nation for sure. Their youth is obviously really good, and they're continuing to keep developing. Like what Mark said, when's the last time like a PSG won a major trophy? I'm talking international like Champions League.
Right.
You know, these you know, French leagues, no offense, they're not going and winning all these big time continental trophies. Yet they're developing these players that they're putting them in freaking championship positions year in and year out in these major tournaments. So
didn't they have a few injuries too? Didn't they have, like Paul Pogba wasn't playing?
I think it was projected 5 starters that didn't even show up. Like
shit. Yeah.
You know.
And they, yeah, right. That's crazy.
Conte
Conte,
Pogba, Benzema. That was 3 of them. I forgot the other couple, but I mean,
that's right.
That's
Benzema.
Enough to even hear that right there.
Right. Yeah. I will say, so hopefully any non-soccer fans, hopefully they've gotten through this segment without pressing the little, 30-second skip, onto the next segment. But I will say that I saw actually right like 2 hours ago a comedian talking about the World Cup and about soccer and stuff. And he goes, I'm a soccer, so this is his bit. I'm a soccer fan, and everyone who's not a soccer fan says, oh, it's boring, they don't score anything or whatever, So here's my argument to that. So, what sport would we say that's the most popular and the most entertaining in America? American football, like football, right? The NFL?
Of course.
It's the same thing as soccer, but you guys just have fake points. In soccer, if it's 2-1, it's 2-1. The score is
14-7.
If it's 14-7, no, it's not. It's 2-1, and the rest of it's just fairyland points. It's the same thing, right? So
keep going, Mike. Keep going. I like this.
So I was like, you know what? That's actually, and I busted out laughing. I was like, you know what? That's pretty true, right?
It's all psychological,
right?
Man.
If, like why don't you score? Like, why don't you score? Okay, you just watched a game a couple weeks ago between the Jets and the Patriots, and the only touchdown scored was at the very end of the game. That's like a 90th minute goal to win 1-0 in soccer. So
yeah. Well said, Michael. I like that, sir.
You're very welcome. I know you're surprised that I said it, but hey.
I seriously, I'm kind of flabbergasted right now.
Right.
I like it.
Would my two co-hosts sitting across from me, would you guys say that, do you think that Ronaldo playing in, what is it now? Actually, 3 different domestic leagues compared to Messi pretty much playing on one. He's been on PSG, I think, 2 years now, but pretty much on one domestic league because, I was having this conversation today and it's kind of like, so the way I look at it is, yes, they got a lot of goals, a lot of accolades. They kicked ass in the Spanish league, right? Because Barcelona, Real Madrid, throw in Atletico in there, kind of just run that whole league. And we see that with many leagues throughout the world, not just Europe, but that's why we call like the English Premier League the best league in the world or the most competitive, right? So, Ronaldo played for that league. He also played at La Liga. He also played for Juventus, another powerhouse team. He racked up like a lot of accolades, a lot of points in different, domestic leagues, while Messi kind of just did it his own way. But do you think and my first question is, do you think Ronaldo deserves for playing in the Premier League and getting a Champions League with Manchester United and then getting one, I think, with Juventus as well, if I'm not mistaken? Don't quote me, but I think he might have gotten one with you. No, he didn't. You're right. He just got the 5 with the Real Madrid. Sorry. But anyway, yeah. And then do you think that, do you think Messi will get one with PSG? Do you think he'll retire? Do you what do you think is what their status is? Do you think you guys get what I'm trying to ask you guys?
I think Ronaldo deserves, whoever the GOAT is the GOAT. It's going to be a biased answer no matter what. Does the World Cup help Messi? It's a freaking World Cup. And Messi, I think, could actually go to any league and be hella good, if not dominant / the best. So I think he's going to win a Champions League at PSG? Probably not. Because I think what you said, I think what the English teams do, and even some Spanish teams, they go against tough matchups damn near week in and week out. And I just don't see that in the French league. So sometimes it's easy to lower your form a little bit, even like Bayern Munich. That's the exception because they're just hella good all the freaking time. But Ronaldo, I think he's had a risky career, which paid off. He went to all these different teams, and he dominated that league. I think Ronaldo can do everything Messi did, but I don't know if Messi can do everything Ronaldo did. Maybe the way Ronaldo did it. Because I don't know, Ronaldo he was just a freak of nature. He, his size, his speed, the way that he does things, but there's no doubt. The counter argument is Messi, he's 5 foot nothing. Lower center of gravity, we talked about last week. Those players are the freaking hardest to play against, and he's left footed, and he still freaking dominates. So, I think the argument's shit. I don't even know what to say when it comes to how to say this guy's better than that guy or that guy's better than this guy.
Messi's a little bit younger, like a couple years than Ronaldo.
A year and a half younger, I think.
But I would say, I feel like, I know there are different positions, but I feel like Messi is playing at a higher level right now.
I think Ronaldo had more wear and tear, though, because he played more of a winger. So I think Messi kind of being a little bit of a winger forward, now more of a center mid, he kind of just goes with the flow. Ronaldo just kind of like that, just high speed,
Yeah,
super
he
speed,
makes those
change
runs.
of speed.
Mm-hmm.
He makes those long, super speedy runs, and those are wear and tear in your body when you're 37 years old. So I think the wear and tear you're seeing a lot quicker in Ronaldo than Messi now. So that's one thing. I mean, when I hear, oh, Messi's better now, duh. The guy is 37, Ronaldo, and you see it, bro. Look at his freaking FIFA speed. It's not even 90 anymore. I mean,
Oh wow.
throw a little joke in, but it's true though.
Jesus.
I will say.
Look at.
Go ahead, Sean. You finish.
Oh no, you go.
Well, it's totally off topic. But how is the Ronaldo household right now? Do you think? Because isn't his wife Argentinian?
No, she's Spanish.
She's
Spanish.
not. She's Argentinian. She moved to Spain.
Oh, Oh, you know what? You are right. I know.
Come on now.
Marissa watched the Georgina show.
Georgina,
Yes.
come on. We watched the show on Hulu, bro. Yeah, but she's
There it is.
Argentina who moved to Spain and worked at that perfume or jewelry store in Madrid. That's where where they met. So yeah, so it's pretty funny. That's what Danielle was saying earlier. Like, oh, I wonder how that household's taking it right now because is she celebrating? Is she rubbing in his face because her home country won a World Cup? Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I think deep down Ronaldo might be like, of course he has a competitive nature. I'm the best. And you hear him now, he still says he's the best. But I think he's especially has a soft spot, believe it or not, for Messi. That's his I don't know, Larry Magic. Like that was the guy. Always is one and the other. And
they pushed each other to be
better.
Bro.
Without each other, they would not be where they're at right now. I guarantee that. Yeah. So for one of them at least to walk away with the trophy, it could be like, hey, in a weird way, I played my part for him to get there, for sure.
Like Batman Joker,
There it is.
But the Joker had the last laugh, All right. So enough of that. Just kidding. All right. So see you in let's see, soccer
2026.
Book your tickets, baby. We're going to games for sure. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Mark, you said that at least 4 games being played in Levi Stadium. Hey, you know what? I'm down for one.
Up to 4.
It could be up to 4. Yes.
Oh, okay. And
we got 12 cities, I believe, right?
And that includes all rounds or just the group stage.
All rounds could be. I mean, they could
Obviously,
get a quarterfinal or whatever.
Yeah, dude, some kind of group stage. Who gives a shit?
Don't matter who it is,
Trinidad to Tobago versus Greenland. I don't give a shit. We're going.
Let's go.
Well, they also said that these cities that are going to host these games, that this World Cup's going to be so big that having four games at Levi's would be almost like having 4 Super Bowls there. Is what they're saying.
Probably true. And guess what? I am, bro. We're parking 8 light rail stops away, and dude, screw going anywhere near that stadium with a car. Screw that. It's gonna take us years to get out of that place.
The energy, bro, is gonna be through the roof, bro. It's a World Cup. That's a great thing. All it takes is one group stage game, and it's like the Super Bowl,
scarves and stuff. And it's gonna be in the summertime, so we'll actually get to dress warm. We won't have to be in parkas and beanies and fucking freezing.
We're bringing back the vuvuzelas. That's for damn sure.
I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? Either vuvuzelas or America's going to create their own stupid thing that America always does to kind of make them more memorable, right? But it is in Mexico. It is in Canada. So, so it's. I wonder if it's going to be a competition of who's the crazier fans, right? Well, obviously we know that's Mexico, but that's neither here nor there. But America's going to do something to be over the top, above, right? Above and beyond. So we'll see. 16 extra countries to kind of play around with too, so it's gonna be nuts.
Did you guys hear that Jerry's World is getting some crazy facelift, 300 million or something?
Just for the World Cup.
Just for the World Cup. Because they have to play on real grass, right?
That's fine,
which is why I'm so surprised they're not having it in Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. It's real grass.
Or Arizona.
It's real.
Well, Arizona's kind of Arizona, but so is Santa Clara. Santa Clara, people know that they don't play at San Francisco, right?
They're gonna be showing up a Candlestick. Where's Candlestick?
Yeah, where's the Coit Tower? What the hell? Where's the Golden Gate Bridge?
San Francisco's a melting pot. You can literally have any country play a game here, and it's gonna have probably those fans there. Any game really, the World Cup.
Oh yeah, but thousands from each country. Oh, for sure.
Just imagine how those hotels in Vegas would be taken if they had that as a destination. That's just a jackpot, man. The nightlife, the casinos, the restaurants, the entertainment. Talk about a taste of US for these foreign people.
FIFA did them dirty.
I wouldn't be surprised if local hotels around these stadiums, they already know the venues. I wouldn't be surprised if people are already calling saying, can you reserve the summer of 2026?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I definitely am trying to look for places to start getting at least
Can't ever put
updates.
you can't ever put nothing past some footy fans, Mikey.
Well,
Okay.
2026, man. Can't wait.
Let's go.
Book your trip. Book your trip. Book your trip.
Powers Biella travel agency. We got you. All right, let's do it.
Just don't. If you go through Powers, just remember every flight will be red eye. So make sure you get that.
Or
Depends where you're flying from, baby.
or ask crack at dawn in the morning, the first or the last flight, because that's always the cheapest.
Yeah.
It is, right, Sean? Southwest
Never
Airlines
fails,
on
bro.
the app.
Never fails.
It's like, oh, hey, you want to pay $69 and leave at 5 in the morning? Or do you want to leave at like noon, 1 o'clock and pay $7,000? Like, what do you want to do?
7,000.
It seems like it, bro. It seems like it's like, oh my God, it's $150 round trip. Yeah, I'm leaving at 6 a.m. both days, but if I wanted to leave at a more comfortable time, like 3 p.m. or whatever, it's like $500. Like, bro, it's
wake your ass up.
astronomical. It's the hike in price is exponential, unbelievable. So, okay,
Supply and demand, Papa.
Right.
Basic economics.
right. People pay more for convenience, right? The convenience of being able to sleep in and kind of take your time to get to the airport, right? When in reality, I'd rather get there butt crack of dawn. There's no security. I hate people, so there's no, there's less people, the mouth breathers walking around with their shoes off. No, there's less people. So, hey, can I take this liquid in there? Oh,
Girl,
this is more than, right? I swear I don't remember packing that in my bag.
What do you mean I can't take my double-headed gummy snakes on the plane with me? There they are.
Right? Okay,
Well,
cool.
that's the one right here, by the way.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Dude.
we're not even in comics, and you're already eating the last one,
Right,
brother?
So NFL Week 15 is over. Week 16 is here. I will say, just go ahead and just put a cap in the Raiders season now. They don't have to play any other games the rest of the season. How that game ended against Bill Belichick, against the Patriots, like, that's it. My season's done. I don't have to play Pittsburgh. I don't have to play the 49ers. I don't have to play Kansas City. I'm done. I'm good. They mathematically could not, even before the game, they mathematically couldn't get eliminated from the playoffs because the Jets lost. So they're technically still in it. People would, argue that, oh, God, you're just ruining your draft position. We all know that the Raiders can't really draft worth a shit in the first round. Max Crosby's a third-round pick, Derek Carr's a second-round pick. So,
Raiders are at a 3% chance right now in playoffs.
right.
What's the circumstances?
You need Patriots to lose out, I think. Jets to lose out. You need to win out.
Right.
I need to think of another team.
It's something that's not going to happen, but especially the last 4 games of
Pittsburgh.
the season, it'd be so cool. It's always good to beat the Patriots. It's always good to beat the Steelers, right? Like for my dad's generation. Of course, it's always a Raider-Niner rivalry. It's always good to beat them, and then of course the Chiefs, the division rival. All these 4 teams that we're playing from now to the end of the season are the teams that are like, oh, yes, we should be losing to get a better draft choice, but if we win, you know what?
Good wins.
It's a good win, Yeah. So. But a good week overall. I don't know how you guys, Sean, you took like an O for in the contest, didn't you?
I was like 0 for or 1 for. Yeah, I think it was 0 for. I was just straight dog shit.
Right, and it was early in the week too because we had just started the afternoon games, and I looked. I think my mom took an O for. Aaron took an O for. You took an O. Like there's.
It was a hard week for me.
Yeah.
Who took offers?
My mom.
Guilty.
You did? You're supposed to keep in the high.
I'm only
I
like
did
3
my
behind
part.
though right now. I think 3 or 4.
I went 3-1 again.
Yeah, I had a bad one. But I think everyone I needed to do bad did bad, so at least I'm still in 3rd. But yeah, it's a bad weekend.
Yeah, Mark, you went 2-2, right?
Yeah.
And then so did
I
Lord
was due
Boys.
for a bad one.
So there's a leaderboard right here. So your leaderboard for your 2020 Comic Bookies Super Contest, Mark and Lurk Boys sit atop at 34 wins, 3 wins in front of Sean now, who's second place.
31?
31, and then Aaron.
Okay, so I did win 1. Okay.
And then Aaron, our friend Joe, my mom, and my brother sit right there at 29. And I'm
cool.
And then I'm tied for 8th or whatever with, was it your cousin Chad?
Mr. Chad Bowers.
Treasure Island Comics, and myself sit right there with 27 wins. So still, 7 wins out, but at least I'm making a late season push, maybe sneak up into 3rd place. You never know. I'm only 4 wins behind you, Sean, for 3rd place.
That's how close it is. It's crazy.
So it's pretty crazy. So 3 more weeks to go. But yeah, so go ahead and get the week started, guys. What games kind of jump out to you, or if you want to talk about a few games from this past week?
I think I got to more importantly ask you guys this before we do get into games, because I know how I feel about it. Prime time in Seattle. How do you guys feel about Brock Purdy now? Is it one of those like it's not? I'm not saying like established, but is it one of those like, fuck? I gotta be I gotta be impressed with the kid.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, he's fine. Like I think I was saying this either to you guys in person or in private or on the microphone last week. There's a few third downs that happen, like 3rd and 6, 3rd and 11, right? And this was 2 weeks ago against Miami, I think, or whoever they're playing 2 weeks ago. And he's making those throws, right? He's got better maneuverability from side to side than he can make those throws still either on the run or just, after he's moved a little bit, better than Jimmy G. If Jimmy G's, is under center, that 3rd and 11, oh, they're they're punting. Like they're punting. Like I already have it in my head they're punting. But now this guy, dude, he's making the plays, man. And then combined with the running scheme they have with McCaffrey, combined with the defense they have, I don't care who he is. I don't care who the quarterback is. Like, you guys still have a very good shot at least even making it to the NFC Championship game. Yeah. As much as it makes me want to vomit to say that. Yeah, it could very well happen.
Well said, Michael. I feel the same way.
Yeah, Sean, you had one win. Sorry, you had tonight. You won. Yeah, you won Green Bay. So my mom took an offer. Your cousin took an offer. No one went 4-0. But I took 3 wins: Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and the lock of the week right there, the LA Chargers, which we were losing for most of the game, and they came back and freaking scabbed freaking 2.5-point win. That was crazy.
All right, so do you guys think? Well, I guess transitioning from the Brock Purdy into this week, is the Niner game at all kind of a trap game, with it just being a touchdown spread versus the Commanders in Santa Clara?
Well, I will say, Sean, that I would say that I would look to take, even though it's on a short week for Washington, I would look to take the Washington Commanders because it's a look-ahead game for the Niners. They're worried about Las Vegas next week.
100%.
So I would. No, I'm kidding.
Just the look-ahead game. God. I don't know. This is like, I mean, this is where I go into Mark being more the more.
Because especially in the first half, Washington looked like ass. They looked horrible against New York.
New York.
Yeah.
What's your mindset on that, Mark? Seeing like just a touchdown spread, best defense in football versus like at the end of the day, like just forget the record. They are a below average team, but
you know what?
Good teams win, great teams cover, Sean. Okay.
That is a weird line, but I'd probably lay it if I was gonna play that game. I'd probably take the Niners being at home. The only thing that I would say is, are they gonna throttle back a little bit and not play as hard? They've already won the division. Do they not want to get? Excuse me, but I'm not. It's
even less of rest for the Washington Commanders. They play Saturday, and they just played yesterday. I mean, no, sorry, last night.
Yesterday night.
Last night. So it's not a full week rest or even short rest because they played a night game. It's a whole another 24 hours shorter rest because they have to travel and they're playing Saturday.
And then I don't
really take the rest that much into consideration. I would
traveling.
I think the weather's gonna be okay. But let me ask, Washington, are they vying for a playoff spot right now?
They are. They're 1 game out right now, I believe.
Well, there you go. So you got a team that just clinched, a team that's been playing pretty damn good. They could retrace a little bit. I mean, 7 points is 7 points. I don't know, man. Actually, knowing that now, maybe if it gets to like 7.5, I'd play it. But at 7, I don't know. It's just not a game I'm really looking at to play. I like the Niners to win. Brock, keep going. Unless he has. I mean, he could be due for a bad game as well. Hard game to handicap, man. Honestly, that is a hard game to handicap. I'll probably steer clear of that one.
What game is not hard to handicap is the Raiders and Steelers. 18 degrees. Oh God, Steelers all freaking day.
Steelers.
Minus 2.5. That's my mortal lock of the week right there.
Mitchell Trubisky's going to be freaking Cherry Bradshaw this week.
Oh, that's the Sunday night football game as well too.
It is,
and it's the 50th anniversary of the bullshit Immaculate Reception. So of course the Steelers have to win, right?
There it is.
Of course, because the NFL is not a business. What'd you guys say? It's not a sports entertainment, so they're allowed to fix the games.
WWE, baby.
But you know that's a low line. You know, I don't know, bro. Pittsburgh kind of weak, in my opinion.
They're hella weak.
They covered for,
They
they
went
covered
into-
for me this week when everyone else picked Carolina.
Yeah, and I had Carolina because Carolina duped me the week before in Seattle and went up to Seattle and did what the Niners were able to do a week after. So I thought with Carolina trying to play for a playoff spot, if they could win out, you know, after the season, crazy season, horrible, if you could say that as well in the beginning, in the Baker Mayfield fiasco, Robbie Anderson BS. I mean, if they were fighting for a playoff spot, so I thought they were going to show up a lot better at home at Bank of America Stadium down there in Carolina, but they didn't do it, and Pittsburgh went in there and kind of rolled them, and I just don't think Pittsburgh's that good of a team. So, I mean, if this gets to 3, I'd take the Raiders, honestly. I mean, you can he's shaking his head, but
Bro, it's nighttime. So Saturday night, right? Saturday night. Dude, hell no.
Prime time.
18 degrees. Derek Carr playing in Fresno State and, you know, Vegas, Oakland. How many times? I want you to go back and we need to look at stats.
Yeah,
Every
but
time he
then
plays in
again, you want-
Chicago or Green Bay or something somewhere, New York. What's his
Okay.
against the spread or what's his overall record on?
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
I'll take an 18-degree Derek Carr over Maserati Mitch, though. I don't know, man. And especially if the Raiders are a little healthy again now with Waller and Renfro back and everything. So
They still can't. Still can't hold a double-digit lead to save their freaking lives. They almost did it again. They should have. They
again.
Yeah,
they should have
did.
done it again.
Yeah,
Should have lost.
the toilet bowl on Sunday night, ladies and
freaking
gentlemen.
suck.
My God.
Dude, so is Vegas basically telling us that Jalen Hurts isn't going to play with the Cowboys at a -6?
Man, I saw.
I mean, we already.
Dude, I saw some like mean post. Like someone was like going hard on the NFL, saying that they're rigging it and like, you know, they're saying that Jalen Hurts is not going to play and they're making him not play so the less black player can win the MVP. I was like, damn. I mean, I never want.
That is
right.
wild.
Like I'm usually not the one to think about that kind of stuff, but it's like, Jesus Christ, what if that kind of a conspiracy
People
theory?
think that way, bro.
Right? I know.
People think that way.
It's pretty crazy.
There's no doubt that he should be the MVP. That's just crystal clear. I don't care. There's no argument that would say otherwise. But sprained ankle or elbow, and I see that he's doubtful for the game. So he plays. How healthy is he going to be? It's going to be a super tough matchup. Maybe they split the Cowboys games. They have 2 of them in the last 3, I believe.
Who's their backup quarterback?
Minshew Magic. That's another one where it's like
Washington State's
you know
finest.
what?
And you know what? And,
Cornstash Mitch, you know, he's not too bad either.
you know, if we're talking lines right now, I'm seeing Dallas -6, Philadelphia with that defensive line and how they can force turnovers. Dak Prescott, another double-digit interception season.
More than last year already.
I wouldn't be surprised if they can at least cover a 6-point spread.
Detroit Lions back-to-back road favorites. Ooh, boys been killing it lately. When are they going to come back down to earth? I just talked about this team, Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a tricky ass game. This is a game I want nothing to do with.
You know why though? The only quarterback who hasn't turned the ball over, period, in the last 6 games.
Goff.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That is
So
crazy.
this is a tricky spread, and of course Thursday night, the prime game, Jacksonville at the Jets. So it's like the Jets, I think it's at even right now. Like this is a spot where the Jets win, right? The Jets just
win out Jacksonville, and you're in the playoffs. You have a chance,
right? Like the Jets
seems like that's the same position for so many teams. Win out and you're in.
But they don't need no one else's help. This is one of those they control their own destiny.
Who, the Jags?
That's the thing about. Yes, Jags win out. They're in the playoffs. They win their
That
last.
was like
they're 2
when
games
that
under
was-
500.
Crazy. Well, look at their division. Division leader is 7-7, Tennessee.
Oh my God! That's
And if you
right.
really,
holy
if-
shit!
if-
They just
look
win
at
out.
look at
That's
the
a home
NFC
game. Holy
South.
shit.
NFC South, every team has a minus scoring differential.
If you look at the NFC South and the way their schedules match up, there's a possibility that the winner of that division can come out 6-11. The winner of the division, 6-11.
6-11.
Worst division since the Niners, that Niner season. I don't know. We didn't make the playoffs.
Seahawks.
Like a sub 500.
Seahawks were
sub 500.
We're 7-9. Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, so ugly.
They were 7-9. I think that might have been the year that they won the first round playoff game.
Versus Saints, I think it was.
This was the Marshawn Lynch grabbing his crotch.
Yes.
Damn, bro.
It's crazy, bro. I don't know.
Time's a flying, dude.
Yeah, football season always
heard
flies, dude. That sucks. It's always like the best. October, November, December, because it's the holiday seasons. Those always fly by because people, and then of course football is smack dab in the middle of that. So it's like, oh man, it feels like it's 10 weeks and not 20, 22.
Brock Purdy, they said he was the first San Francisco 49er to win his first 2 starts since Colin Kaepernick in 2012. I said, damn, Kaepernick was already 10 plus years ago already. Time flies,
You're welcome,
man.
49
I was
fans.
thinking, I would have said more like 7, 8, 9, like damn, 10, 11 already.
If it wasn't for me going to the game, Niners versus Rams, and
There it was, bro.
Alex Smith goes down with the injury, and enter Colin Kaepernick, and the rest is history. You're welcome.
The rest of me and my Mike in his USC gear. It was another day. Just me, him, Joe, Mr. Bedford.
And we couldn't even get a friggin' result. They tied that game. I was like, God damn, my first ever Niner game. I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll go. I didn't even see it. I didn't even get to see a team win. What the hell?
Wait, you went to a Niner game that they tied and Alex
him to the
Smith ended his
bro.
career almost?
So we went to the Stick, and we tailgated, had a great time, got a bunch of beers inside. And then Alex Smith gets hurt, and then enter Colin Kaepernick, and they tie the Rams. I was like, what the hell? Bro. Sad to say, bro. Sad to say.
The St. Louis Rams, ladies and gentlemen.
Sad to say, like the last
St. Louis Rams. 10
years, I've probably been to as many Niner games as I've been to Raider games, because I've been to like 2 at Levi's, I think. I don't go to Raider. I mean, and this is before, of course, before a couple of years ago before they moved to Vegas. We stopped getting season tickets, so I was going to more Sharks games than Raider games, and I just never really wanted it, because we sucked. So it was like people reached out, hey, I got an extra ticket to the Niner game. Oh, cool. I went to that one, the Monday night game against the Vikings, Sean, when you your DraftKings team went off and you won like $400 or $500, $600 where you finished,
It was a beautiful day.
Right. It was crazy. Yeah.
Well, there's always one thing I'll thank the Raiders for: a nice Tim Tebow night. Mike leaving early, and my love life is history after that.
That's right. Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, hey, Tim Tebow, you're the reason why I'm with Marissa, basically.
Pretty much. Oh, you never heard this story?
You'll never understand, Mark.
Let
me just say this,
a man of God.
Well, the man of God. Let's say one quick minute. Tim Tebow dominates Raiders. Mike leaves early, goes to the club bar. Well, which one? Kirby? No, Kirby's.
He was pissed because Tebow dominated.
So me and Steven, we went Thursday Night Football, and I was like, dude, fuck this, man. The Raiders are losing by like 20, almost 30 points, and it's like halftime. I'm like, dude, fuck this. I got work tomorrow. Let's go, dude. So I go home, and I'm sitting there, and it's like end of the third quarter because we get home pretty early. I was like, I call up Sean and 2 of our other buddies.
Dang, you left that early?
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad. It was a beat.
Because we were given tickets, and it was Thursday night. So I'm like, dude, fuck this, man. I got work tomorrow. Like,
you didn't go to the East. You didn't just chill in the East Side Club?
No, hell no. and then we go to Mojo's out there in Fremont.
Mojo.
And then Marissa's there that night. She's with her.
But I thought you had work the next day.
Yeah, he did. We had to work a lot of Thursdays, Mark, and Mondays.
So what?
We had a lot of 2 a.m. mornings work at 6 a.m.
If I was going to come to work kind of tired, not really hungover, but kind of tired, because I actually could drink a little bit back then and not be hungover, I'd rather do it, locally, where I'm right down the street from my house. I'm with, Sean and Chris and Forrest and stuff. And then, Marissa's there with her coworkers from BJ's, and rest is history, bro.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim, bro. Thank you, Tim. Hallelujah. Mm-hmm. This week, let's have a good football week. My quick pick, I know we're going to get into picks here shortly. I'm going to go Niners. I have not been on the Niners, I think, in about 3 or 4 weeks, so let's get the good times rolling. 7-game win streak, get to 8. I know we're pushing for that second seed. We went out, 1 Minnesota loss. We have something to play for also, baby.
I'm going, the Texans have fought against the Cowboys
valiantly
and the Chiefs. Two straight weeks they cover double-digit spreads. The Tennessee Titans are still fighting for a division, right? They're at home. It's a touchdown spread.
Division game.
I think they revert back. I think Derrick Henry and company, I think they pull it together, they reel it in, and they finish out the season sort of strong and kind of squeak out that division in the South. I'm taking the Tennessee Titans to cover 7 points or whatever it is on our pool at home against the Texans.
No matter what it is.
Right.
I like that.
I think I'm going to do that one.
I'd have to check the injury report, but I like the Browns.
Brownies. Who they play?
At home against New Orleans, -3. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, they're gonna win that game too.
Get a little massage before, a little rub and tug.
Yeah.
So.
Like that one. Good call, Mark.
I mean, whatever loosens them up,
Oh,
baby.
Jesus Christ.
whatever.
Literally.
All right, so
Whatever.
we still have the end of the year kind of year in review, so let's quickly go through some comic books. I did read like 14 or 15 books for this week, but I'm really down to just kind of...
Can you talk about all of them, please?
No. Absolutely not, or else this is going to be a 3-hour episode. So let's just kind of highlight like 1 or 2 books each. I will run down what's coming out this Wednesday, but yeah, let's just get to it quick. So DC, Nightwing 99, almost to 100 issues for Nightwing. Attaboy. Tom...
Nice.
what the hell's his name? Not Tom King, but Tom... What the hell is his name? Tom
Tober.
Tom Tober. No, seeing him at Dave & Buster's. Oh hell no. No, the Australian writer. God, what the hell is his name? Anyways, yeah. The Flash, 789. Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths #7. That's the end of that big series. Batman, Superman, World's Finest #10, and Catwoman #50. X-Men Annual #1 starts our Marvel books for this week. Wolverine #28, Strange #9, Black Panther 12, Avengers Forever #12, and a new story coming out, Mary Jane and Black Cat #1. I can't wait for Strange to come out with issue 69. So I can say Strange 69. Image. I didn't write down the number, so F me. The Scorched comes out this week. Vanish #4, Junkyard Joe #3 comes out. Deadliest Bouquet #5. Thank you, Mark. Tom Taylor. Yes, Tom Taylor.
Taco T.
Yeah, thank you. Boom Studios, finally, after 3 years, Berserker #11 comes out. Yeah. Something is Killing the Children #27, and Stuff of Nightmares finishes up that mini story from R.L. Stine #4. And Ablaze Comics gives us Traveling to Mars #2. All right, gentlemen, so I got hella books, but you know what? Let's just highlight like 2 of them, right? Because I usually give even my rundown, but we have a couple weeks to catch up on a few books too. We can even have an even longer comic book session in a couple weeks, but we have things to do to round out the year, my guys. So let's get to it. Sean, you start us off. Kind of highlight maybe 2 or 3 books that you liked.
Since we're going to do 2 or 3 books, I do at least want us to collectively conversate since it is the last episode of the season year. So I guess we can start with Daredevil.
All
right off top.
Let's do it.
Daredevil's cool,
Number
man.
6.
But Electric getting in some trouble.
That's right.
Electra out here. Electra trying to piss our Iron Man off, but she done bust him up a little bit. A little presidential assassination. Well, I don't even know if it was an attempt. That boy got busted up too.
Right. I am glad that they kind of previewed Iron Man and Captain America in in earlier issues, and then they didn't wait like 10 issues to actually have them in another issue. I'm glad that they came
next episode
very
already.
Shortly after. So yeah, I'm super glad they have that. But continue.
How'd you like that last page though of the murderers need to be punished?
Mike, hold on, Mike. Why are you getting Punisher?
No.
Why are we not getting Punisher?
Okay.
I'm thinking of hopping on. Do we hop on, bro?
Yeah, I mean, if Alex has issues, 1 through 6 or 7, Sean?
He should.
Or just start now. Start now.
Because literally, like that's the Punisher right there. That's actually his. The way I've described him for every time. He's just.
But they're
the judge, the jury.
It coincides with this.
I mean, yes, we should.
Story, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes, we should for sure.
And it just
I
seems.
I don't see the little writing like, oh, make sure you read this Punisher. But I think indirectly you kind of maybe should, because obviously Punisher's hella cool, and it is gonna, I think, some more just gel right into it.
Right. So yeah, so Elektra's on her mission. Daredevil's still back at his spot. Still not trusting Goldie because he still has his power, inhibitors on.
Sitting off a cliff and stuff.
So yeah, it's a very interesting story. I think
all these inmates they're training, right?
Right.
That's pretty dope,
man.
Man.
It's really cool. It's just gearing up for a huge, all-out war. And I can't help but think that, I don't know, because I haven't seen in previews or whatever, I didn't see it, but I can't help but wonder if there's going to be a Daredevil / Punisher, big event. And you're going to have to get it's all in one. It's not this issue of Daredevil and this issue of Punisher.
Together.
So I think we're going to be forced to get the story if we want the full context of the story. So, but hey, I mean, I'm down. I'm only getting 10 books this week. Might as well add another one.
After 10, 11, same
Yeah,
thing.
what the hell? Might as well. More the merrier.
That was good. That was definitely my first one. Then the second one, I actually did read A Symbol of Truth, Mark, and I liked it. I know he went to, was it Mohanda? Is that the name of the country or the land that he went to with and then he has to work because the senator got killed, I think the previous one, trying to figure out who killed the senator, and I think he's working with some sort of partner, Ian, white gentleman. But there's like a civil war going on over there. So I don't know, it seems pretty cool. I think they kind of shied away a little bit of what his actual mission was in the book. But then the end of the story is like that dude turning into like a freaking falcon.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool. I think the next episode's gonna be a goodie.
Yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier, man. It's definitely good. I read that book a while ago, man. That one's already been put away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that story, like I said, I'm digging that story. Just something fun. I think that the Daredevil and Punisher story must probably be a lot better, but like I said, it's those stories are just slower. Zardasky's just doing a really good job with with the both books. Another book we're going to talk about later in Batman, but a book that I wanted to bring up was Deadpool, man. Alyssa Wong is writing it. It's on number 2. I mentioned number 1 when it came out about how like the I think it's the Horror. Yeah, the Horror put the symbiote into Deadpool's body because it has to grow and it needs a host in order for it to grow, and Deadpool obviously is like unkillable, right? And now he's like trying to get Dr. Ock because he's part of this like alien type, kind of like the same thing that Daredevil's dealing with, right? Like the fist in the hand. It's like an organization of like assassins and whatnot. And he gets put on a team and they're supposed to go kill Dr. Ock, but he goes off, like he always does, doing his own thing. And now this dude's got this symbiote in his body. And now he has to team up with this chick that came to save him pretty much. But it's a pretty fun story, man. I'm kind of, enjoying it a lot more than I thought I was. I'm glad that I got it. Just kind of never really read any Deadpool stuff. And it's just different. And you kind of obviously get those antics that we all know Deadpool for. And now he pretty much is gonna have to, he like chopped off the extra symbiote hands that were coming out of his body, he, like chopped them off, and now he's went to an apartment to try to get some help. That's pretty much how the second issue ended. And the person that he's getting help from is part of the assassin organization, but she's actually going to do some weird stuff on him because she's kind of doing an inside job for someone else, is what it seems like. So pretty cool story. I kind of recommend it if you guys or if anybody out there is trying to read more Marvel or into Deadpool. Check it out, man. Alyssa Wong. It's on number 2 from Marvel, man. I like it.
Okay. Let's see. I will not be pulling Gargoyles. I'm just going to throw that out there. It was just okay. Our classic cartoon that we always watch when we were kids from Dynamite. I did end up reading number 1, but I will not be getting issue number 2 of Gargoyles. So that one's just okay, but not worth the pull for me. Mark, I did want to kind of highlight one book because I wanted to know how you were confused of The Undiscovered Country number 22. I read that one last night. I thought it was a really good book. It kind of like throws a wrench into the story, right? Of like past, present, and then future, right? Of Ace talking to future, what's her name? That kind of, like why are Kenyatta and them, like why are they in power? Oh, like he shot you in the face and he shot the brother and sister, right? In the face. Charlotte and the other guy. So what was like,
Graves.
Yeah, Graves. Yeah, the Graves brother and sister. So what's like? I wanted to discuss it and kind of get your take of it and like why it was like kind of went like back to where now I'm confused, like what the hell is going on.
Well, I think it was like they kept going back to the like the other Chinese chick, right? Or the Chinese dude,
right?
They're the ones that ended up shooting them or whatever.
Yeah, right. So that how they get into power and they fought, they won the war for America or whatever, and like now they're the all powerful beings. The white lady and then the Chinese guy, and then Ace, who's now his current self, is in that future, is now in that future area, and he finds Valentina, I think her name is, like, but her future self, and says like, why, like where am I in this whole thing? And then they find the
They're
grave.
like, I can't keep dying, right?
And then so she's like, oh, because like they shot you in the face to get to that power, right? Like to get where they are, they shot you in the goddamn face. So somewhere along the way, they're gonna have to find out like what happened with those two and kind of turning their backs on the other ones, right? Like they shot you in the fucking face. That's what they said at pretty much the end.
Yeah, so he's not going to be in the story anymore, Kenyatta?
No, he is,
Ace?
but it's because it's his past self coming into the future, right? So he's going to probably have to figure out, like, because at that point in time, like, he's already dead, but it's in the future. So, of course, his past self can come into the future. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. So he's going to try to figure out how the hell and why the hell did they shoot 3 of their friends right in the head, maybe just to get to power, right? They're going to find the...
And what about the other 2 chicks?
They just keep going back. So they find out they end up in the War of 1812, and they get killed one more time, and now they've kind of like succeeded, right? In their...
But where are they? What timeline are they in?
I don't
the
know.
Kenyatta time?
No,
that's what I'm saying.
No, I understand, but now they're like in like another world, right? And now they're being escorted by this robot with a floating head, which is super weird, right?
Yes, it's
like,
that book's just a trip, man.
Like it's a trip, right? Like it's not as confusing as previous issues or like some issues of maybe say the Department of Truth, but I still think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's still pretty good. I'm still enjoying it. It's is it as good as I always say I thought it was gonna be? Probably not, but it's just different. It's like different, right? You got to really enjoy the mystery of it, and you got to enjoy like the creatures, the art, the kind of like weirdness, sci-fi-ish aspect of it as well, right? But it's a good book, right? Obviously written by a very good writer, so you know. So but that Texas Blood was cool, but it was like a holiday special, really. It was kind of like a one-off. But yeah, did you read the Dark Web Amazing Spider-Man with the Venom? Like Eddie Brock is in it.
No, I didn't read that one because I just got it. But I did read Dark Web #1, so kind of gives you a context and like kind of continues the story of what we read in Amazing Spider-Man 14. Kind of goes into that first like what's happening in this Dark Web super story, right? And then of course, in 2 weeks when we record, I'll have number 15 read, and we'll kind of go into that story more. Miles Morales Spider-Man #1 was pretty good. Saw what's his name? Scorpion. Yeah. So Scorpion was in there, and he was wreaking havoc. He was robbing a bank or whatever, and then he saves some chick, and then the chick at the very end ends up being like the villain, like the new villain. So it was pretty cool. Like she got saved, but then but she's keeping tabs on Miles Morales, and so
you've seen her.
Yeah,
you've seen her. Yeah, she had like the technology keeping tabs on them.
Right. And what was weird is the second to last page, it kind of looked like in the lower left corner of the panel, it looked like Doc Ock's arms, as if she's going to be the new Doc Ock. If you go back to the book and you see one of the panels here, let me see if I can pull it up for you real quick. Let me see.
Yeah, Marvel's been decent. I mean, I've been enjoying a lot more Marvel
These could be
lately.
Cables, but you see that? Those could be cables from like the computer.
Yeah.
It probably is, but I was thinking like, oh, that'd be cool, but I maybe not.
Look at you.
Right? I'm just
kind
of just thinking outside the box.
Little Easter egg
right?
for Christmas.
Did both of you read the second issue of Deadly Duo?
Third. Which one?
Did, sir.
Of the Deadly Duo. Oh, no, you're not getting it, Mark. Huh?
I am not getting it. Sorry, I thought you were going to bring up Gotham City Year 1.
No. We're not talking all those books. We have stuff to do. But Sean, how about those teeth at the end that just kept growing inside the jar of water? Like, what the hell is going on here?
I think basically like those monsters are like every time they're like regenerating basically.
Right, they're like respawning. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And then pretty much like that leader when Batman goes to like that little freaking like hive where all those freak ass monsters are. Pretty much he gets like a situation where that dude gonna die unless Batman.
Right, and do you think something's gonna happen to Batman because he got bit? Right, so if the teeth itself, like, okay, fine, he was fine. He was asleep for whatever they said 14 hours, so they patched him up, but. I don't know. I would be surprised if something was seeping into his, bloodstream or whatever.
In that when he does wake up, I don't know if does Alfred say anything like, "Oh, you look clean"? Like, there's nothing. I think he may have. I mean, because I read it last week. I don't recall if he brings up like, "Oh, you look clean, clear," or something like that.
Right.
Like, no sign of anything. But if we see it, it'll be in the next issue,
Right.
obviously. But he did get bit, so
Right.
I even more look forward to the next issue.
And then besides Batman 130, I just want to end my little rant for Department of Truth. I haven't talked too much about it, so this issue is issue 22 as well, 22 and 22. It was pretty crazy as the story has progressed over the past, like I want to say maybe 5, 6, 7 issues. Cole, the main character of the story, who now works for the Department of Truth under Lee Harvey Oswald, accidentally kind of lets everything slip and does some effed up shit. And now his partner, he knows everything. Once 2 of his partners at the paper were killed by Cole, and now he is threatening to. He's working with, the other faction, Black Hat, and they're going to work together to kind of unveil, everything that Department of Truth is about. There's the secrets and espionage and all that stuff, and they get ahead of it. And Lee Harvey Oswald comes up with the idea of having him come out and tell everything anyways, like them getting ahead of it, and like they'll be the ones to control the narrative, and they're going to like this is like the last page even says, it says, it's so cold out here, can't even turn my goddamn page. Oh. It says, "My name is Lee Harvey Oswald. For the last 60 years, I've been a member of a covert branch of our government called the Department of Truth, and you're about to reveal all my deepest, darkest secrets to this country in your newspaper, and maybe, just maybe, we'll save the world." So yeah, and then it says, Department of Truth will come back. I'm like, dang it. So they're going to take like a long, like, whatever month break, and now when number 23 comes out, I'm not going to remember what the hell happened. But yeah, Tiny, another great book. So, and finally, let's go Batman. Failsafe. Jesus, is Bruce Wayne dead? Or
Nah, he
ain't dead.
He just disintegrated, but he can't. He's gonna come back.
Yeah, he just got blown into like a trillion pieces, but he's not dead.
Nah, you seen him at the end.
Yeah, I know, but like how? That's what we were talking. That's what we were talking about earlier. So he must have had some kind of transportability, like something happened, because he was a pile. He's a pile of dust.
What'd you think about Failsafe and how he was created? He was meant to like not.
Failsafe's badass.
Can't be beaten.
Failsafe's badass. It was like, because remember, like,
when
he was like,
notice
he was made to defeat Bruce Wayne Batman, but not Batman and Robin, and he still whipped their ass.
But you notice throughout the arc, right? It started like Failsafe kind of just wanted to be around, or not. He wasn't as bad, and like you noticed in 130, how they're just like talking about how he got dangerous. That's why Bruce had to put him out and whatnot, because
right.
So it's just like he just became too much, man. That's why I'm scared of AI, man. Just overtaking. Like they start off nice, these damn robots and Chat GP.
You just said the movie that scares it. Robots, them things, once they figure it out, like once they actually become to have emotion and feeling, forget it, bro.
There it is.
Once they learn that, because they can actually learn. So
hopefully I'm dead. If that actually happens and comes to fruition in life, hopefully I'm dead and in the dirt by that time.
These cars without drivers, bro, it's already begun, bro. Shoot.
Damn. Spread my ashes over Daytona Motor Speedway and just call it a fucking day. Get me the hell out of here.
That was freaking nuts, bro.
All right, so let's do a couple little things of news. I know you guys had a few things to say as well. I'll start it off. Superman and Wonder Woman cameos are reportedly cut from the Flash movie. So why the hell are you even having this, right? I saw a post where it was like, James Gunn reveals his plans for the DCU going forward, but it starts like after Aquaman 2, The Flash, the Blue Beetle movie. So people are like, why the hell are you even making these when it's, not, to me, it's like, I'm okay with these being standalone movies, right? So, whatever.
Basically.
Right. Avatar, The Way of Water opens up this weekend at $134 million domestically, $435 million globally. So I'm guessing within 2 weeks, it's going to be at $1 billion, right? It's going to be pretty crazy. Wednesday, the new Addams Family show on Netflix already becomes the second most watched Netflix show. Pretty crazy. I heard the show's good. I've always been an Addams Family fan, especially the first 2 movies I loved watching. So we'll see about that. And new Hogwarts Legacy, the video game, the gameplay, reports come out that you can actually includes murder. So you can Avada Kedavra. You can actually kill people in the new video game coming out soon. So yeah, what do you guys got for some news?
A couple super small things. I seen that Smallville's Michael Rosenbaum wants to return as Lex Luthor in James Gunn's DCU universe. So that'd be cool because that guy is a damn good Lex Luthor. I really liked him from Smallville. I know Mike could definitely second that.
Hell yeah, dude! 10 seasons of Smallville with Michael Rosenbaum. He'll forever be probably like my Lex Luthor, right? Forever.
Yeah.
Of course, he had Lex Luthor in like the animated series, but you know when you talk about like live action, nobody better than him. I loved him. Amazing.
And I know we probably talked about it sporadically throughout the year, like when we heard this and heard that. But again, just the whole 2023 to look forward to for Disney Plus. Of course, included the Loki new season, the Ahsoka, Andor, Black Panther. So, just a couple things. I mean, I know there's so many other things that are going to be coming out, but it kind of just reminded me like of all the great content that we're going to get. And hopefully Mark would get Disney Plus and watch all of these shows that me and Mike watch.
Yeah, dude. All you need is like, what, about 250 hours of free time? That's all you need, dude.
It.
Come on. Got anything for news, Mark, before we move on to the last segment of the year?
Yeah, I got actually 2 negative news. Which one? I mean, kind of sad both ways. First of all, I'll give you this one. It's not that serious, guys. Husband dismembered his wife.
Oh, that's right. We're talking about this.
Over a comic book dispute. He had a dream that says Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
I had a dream.
But Biggie, it was all a dream. But a husband was arrested in charge of killing his wife for intentionally not supporting his dream of owning a comic book store. Stephen Capaldi, 57, accused by the Bucks County DA's office, which is crazy. And he was supposed to open up a comic book store with his brother, guys, and I guess the wife wasn't too fond of it, and he got the pillowcase, and just the 86er in her sleep. So
why are you gritting? Why'd you grit your teeth right there? Just fucking.
Comic books aren't that serious, man. It's just your wife. I don't know how there have to have been underlying issues but man, comic books, 57 years old. I don't know. I don't even know if you want to take on that type of risk and what do you call it? Pressure, whatever. Having to own a business. 57. Just read them, my guy. But that's some sad news there. So he's done. Like he ended his life. But here we go. Some more sad news, guys. They've published a couple books that I have liked. But we get news here that Aftershock Comics, guys, filed for Chapter 11 protection bankruptcy here, man. The company filed paperwork in the District Central California, right here between $10 million and $50 million worth of assets and liabilities. Also, the parent company of their film television arm, Rive Gouge Television, also filed for bankruptcy protection. In the paperwork, hundreds of creditors are listed, including $400,000 owed to Canadian-based print Empire JS Printing. Dozens of creators are also listed. Some almost owed nearly $20,000. So Aftershock Comics is taking a bunch of heat. You guys can find tweets on Twitter as well about, some creators kind of talking bad about them. But here it is, man. It sucks. I hate to see any small publisher or anybody, have to, especially Aftershock, they were small, but they were like mid-range, right? So
right.
Mid-tier. And I'd say for them to have to do this, and it kind of sucks because they did publish some books that I did enjoy. Your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, it does suck. And you know what? Unfortunately, do you remember? Let me see. I'm trying to think of like notable
look up right
Aftershock,
now,
books that we would get. You know what? Because I get so.
Well, it was
many.
the American, the Russian, the spy, right? It was the.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yep. No, I definitely remember that one. Let's see, because I always write down, coming up Aftershock. Ah, dang it. Yeah, I mean, It does suck. Like I would hate for have like AWA or Boom Studios, Dark Horse, IDW. Like I would hate for any of those to go out of business. So but
That's crazy.
I
man.
mean I'm looking back here. I don't see anything because usually I write down like what I pull, right, at least, right. Like I write down some stuff, but I can't see anything from freaking
Not a lot,
right.
But yeah, most exciting comics, blah blah. Aftershock comics. Yeah, I'm even just trying to go on like a website just to pull out because I know we just don't get that many from them. But like what Mark said, man, just anytime a publisher, especially a small publisher gets hit with that chapter 11, man, that's oof.
Yep.
Almost American is the one that we read, Mike.
Right, that's right. I just turned to it right now. Almost American in the beginning of the year.
Chicken Devil, one that's been out.
There was one. There's one really good one. I forgot. There was one really good one that I, am forgetting. I'll probably, look it up later and tell you guys. But yeah,
Baby Teeth, Violence in the Blood, Dark Red, Amnesty. Yeah,
Baby Teeth was a good one, I think. Yeah,
it's a good little list of them right here. That's not too bad.
Baby Teeth. I used to work with the guy that we called Baby Teeth.
Oh, that's not very nice. I'm just kidding.
That's what Kaysen has right now.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and round out the comics, the sports. That's pretty much it. So usually this would be the end of the episode, but we're going to go ahead and round the year out with just, a couple. I didn't really tell you guys, but my wife is here, special guest of the podcast.
There
my wife is here. She has
there
she thought of these questions to ask us, and then so we're going to discuss. So coming into the end of the year, we have lots to think about, good and negative, especially in books and sports and stuff. So Danielle has a few questions for us, and we're going to, she looks all nice and bundled up. So take it away.
What's up,
TCB?
Danielle?
2022 is over. Here comes 2023. Now, these are going to be semi-rapid fire. We don't want to spend too much time on it, but I've divided this up into sports and comics. Get it? Because this is anyway, Michael's so annoyed with me already.
I see what you did there.
For the comic book side, your best book of 2022.
Man.
That's tough to think of.
I knew that was going to be a question. I've been trying to pull something up.
That's tough. Best book of 2022.
Was Bad Mother
like
this
a book
year?
That caught you by surprise. Like, oh dang, that was really good. I wasn't expecting it to be that good.
Was Bad Mother this year?
Probably. That was a good one, Sean.
I'll kind of throw that into kind of like maybe it wasn't what I thought it would be, and ended up being such a home run for me. Bad Mother was hella badass.
Right. What about you, Mark?
It has probably. I mean, I really like Human Target right now.
Ooh, good one.
I'd say that's a really good one. Man, probably another Tom King one. I really enjoy the which one was it? The one that was the three series.
I don't know.
I can't think of it right now. But I wish I would have had some time.
I know, right? This is super rapid fire.
Hey, this is the best. Rapid fire is the best.
Yeah. So,
but I mean,
if I can't choose like I would choose like Tiny in like his Batman run, right? Like Tiny in Batman's run was like by far my favorite. And if I had to choose a runner up, if it's coming just straight off of boom 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 boom, probably, oh man, I would say probably Noctera. Noctera is really really good from Image.
Nice.
That's my number 2.
Tamaki. I mean, that was 2022.
Tamaki
right?
Detectives, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I have to throw that in there, but.
Okay, so let's take it on the flip side of that. Which one was the worst book you read this year or biggest disappointment?
Let's see, so something from Marvel that I read the first couple issues and then just kind of dumped. I mean, I don't think we can say the X-Men with Krakoa because I think that was last year.
I was gonna say I was going right down the X-Men lane.
Right. I would probably say, there are definitely some ones that aren't really that. You know what?
Yeah, like
okay, I got it. It's a hot take. It might be against the grain here. Berserker.
What?
Berserker, just with the first 3 or 4 issues, and it was maybe
Keanu Reeves one?
maybe 50 words total. No, sorry, no, No, I know it.
The animal one. The animal one.
The one with the monkey and the dog. With
that was dumb.
Jeff
that
Lemire.
Was dumb.
The one with Jeff Lemire.
That
Oh,
was
yes,
so dumb.
yes.
And I still got like 2 or 3 of those. Yes, whatever.
Yes.
Yep,
I think that's unanimous.
That
The
one.
minute you
across the
said
board.
Berserker, I was like, yes.
I think that's.
It was just saying like, damn ant noises. That was the writing.
Yeah, I think that's unanimous right there. Go ahead, Danielle.
Okay, so again, on the topic of comics, best movie, worst movie or show of 2022. Remember, comic book related.
Best show. I think best show. I mean, oh yeah, that's freaking. Of course. What's this guy?
The Boys.
The Boys is up there. I think Boys is up
The
there.
Boys for me. The Boys is the
Boys
best.
is badass.
The Boys is the best. Worst, Miss Marvel. Actually, didn't enjoy Miss Marvel from Disney Plus at all. Six episodes. She's a a sweetheart. It might be good stories when she goes into the Marvels, with Captain Marvel, but I did not enjoy the show at all. Just kind of story and yeah, not my cup of tea.
I didn't watch that mirror though, so I guess I didn't lose that on that.
Okay, what about you, Mark?
Show?
Show or movie, best and worst.
Anything could be Marvel, DC.
well,
yeah,
I don't really watch shows, so I'd have to say that Batman was the best movie for sure.
Ooh, the Batman. Duh.
Batman was good. Yeah, it's a good movie.
You forgot that.
The worst?
Because the media
Man.
tries to
Oh,
manipulate
we're not
me to
going
hate
there.
DC.
The worst. I can't think of the worst right now, man.
Oh, that's good, Mark. You can't think of a worst.
I try not to go into movies thinking that they're going to be bad, so I try to like all of them.
That's a good attitude, Mike or Mark. I like that, sir.
Sean, do you have a worst?
I don't know if I really have a worst. Like, I didn't watch too many things because I don't watch stuff I don't like. I didn't start Miss Marvel, so that actually may have been probably the one I didn't like.
All right.
Everything I've watched, I think I finished, and it was cool.
All right. Danielle?
sorry if you can hear me shivering. A publisher who took you by surprise in 2022. Like, wow, they were just pumping out hit
just
after
talked
hit.
about it.
Not Aftershock.
Aftershock. We
Well,
just
hold on,
talked
that's the
about
second
it.
part.
Okay, go
The
ahead.
publisher who gave you the most disappointments.
Okay. You know what? Oh man.
Subpar year.
Right.
I know which mine. I know what mine is.
It kind of sucks because 2021, like my best would be AWA, but then
Yeah.
but 2022, I got like only a handful of books, so I would say that they need to do some improving in 2023. Best publisher of 2022, hands down, DC.
DC.
But I'd say most improved is Marvel, in my
Ooh,
opinion.
most improved Marvel. Okay.
For my
what?
liking, I think they've been doing a better job going into the latter
Spider-Man,
stages
you
of
got
2022.
Deadpool now.
Right.
Yeah, and the second half of 2022 has been good.
I mean, I consistently get the Strange Academy. I consistently get the Alien books. Yeah, I would say most
And they-
improved from what we were talking shit about last year when we were getting and dropping Thor and all the X-Men stuff. I would say, yeah, they made strides to
Darth
improving.
Vader.
Yeah, I would agree.
And how I dropped Spider-Man, picked them back up. They just signed Capullo again. So we'll see.
got big Punisher too, so it's going all right.
Definitely going in a good direction.
Okay, Danielle?
Okay, next question. Now, this can be book, show, or movie. Doesn't matter. But the biggest character MVP of 2022, Comic Bookie.
Junkyard Joe.
Character
I'm kidding.
MVP.
Let's see.
Character MVP. I'm trying to
Character
think of maybe
MVP. Man.
Best year.
Best year.
Best.
Could we even say like maybe like best acting performance
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
That kind of fit into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the best character in your eyes. Okay, go ahead, Sean, if you have it.
I really like the character in Andor, the main character.
Okay, main character in Andor. Okay, well then,
What's his
shit, man. Now you're making me want to watch it like this week.
I really do. I like that. It's actually a show that, slow shows aren't the best for me. The first episodes are kind of slow, but damn, good character development. Yeah, he's a real good character.
Okay, I will say. Sorry, Mark, if I'm stealing it, but damn, I really like because now I know that he's getting his own show on HBO Max and like hopefully another movie. I'm gonna say Colin Farrell's Penguin in the Batman.
Oh yes, that's a good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very
Are we
good.
talking? Wait. Was it
His
character?
best book,
show, movie,
anything,
like
just
your
the
favorite
best
character. Yeah.
MVP.
I'll also say Riddler in
In the Batman was good. The Riddler, yeah.
He
yeah.
was very good.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. The villains always.
Trying to think of like a book
I like
too.
I like Penguin in One Bad Day, but if I would say, I'd say Harley Quinn. I think that
Harley
I have
Quinn,
read
okay.
a lot of Harley Quinn stuff in 2022, and I've read different stuff of Quinn. I've read Quinn being good. I've read Quinn starting to get bad again.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the laughing or the Harley Quinn who laughs.
Right.
That
He's soon going to see Lady Gaga Quinn.
soon to see what's going to come up. So it's just like
she had a big year because she had 30th anniversary too.
Thank you. 30th anniversary. Got a lot of Harley, consumed a lot. So I think that was a big year for her, I'd say. I'd go with Miss Quinn.
I think
and,
I
Halloween and cosplay, she's always right up there
Right,
on the ladies list.
I think I will say that ever since you've been a comic book reader, I think Harley Quinn's been on your list. Like whenever you see something for her, you always kind of get you gravitate towards it. So I think Oh God, Danielle. Okay.
There it is.
All right.
I love how they can write so many different aspects of her, her psychological part of her, the crazy part of her, the funny part of her, the New Yorker part of her, because it's Harley.
Mr. J.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mr. J.
All right, go ahead, Danielle.
Your most underwhelming character of 2022, book or movie?
Underwhelming.
I was actually thinking
Flash.
about this right now.
Ooh, the Flash, like from the book, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the story's good, but it's just kind of, it goes from like arc to arc, from book to stagnant to I want more from Flash. It's good.
One of my
but
favorite characters, and I've actually almost forgot about the book, like how good it's been.
And
I
I'm
actually
not-
agree with Mark.
And I'm not bashing it because a couple weeks ago, Mike came back and said, you guys came back. You guys said that you guys kind of liked it again. And it's like, we have this love-hate relationship with the Flash.
That's the problem, though.
For such a big relationship, and not just because of the comic book. Let's not just forget about your boy Ezra Miller. Also throwing a bad bone for the Flash family.
That's true.
This year.
That's true. Underwhelming character. Let's see. I would have to say.
I think Thor 2 and the comic.
Okay.
I wasn't
Okay.
really-
So Thor because of the comic book and the movie. Okay.
Yeah, movie was the Thor. That's just kind of the way they
Right.
pushed it, just hella comedy type.
Okay.
And
I will say just because it's so underwhelming the first 14 issues plus this dark web. I'll say
gonna say
Spider-Man because the
Zeb
Spider-Man
Wells'
book
Spider-Man.
is like it's just
Yes.
okay, but like
Underwhelming.
I've consumed 14 issues of this, and like Alex was saying, I didn't get an answer for like why he's been like doing this. So.
And it's
Yeah.
a flagship hero for Marvel.
Exactly. If not like the most important, iconic, character like under Batman. So yeah, for sure.
it's true. It's damn true.
Okay, Danielle.
We had a lot of negative
Okay.
ones.
Now, if you had to give an Oscar, so think of it that way, who deserves the Oscar for best comic book writing for 2022?
Oh, hands down.
So pretty much the Eisner, right? The Eisner Award, hands down. I don't know what hands down.
I mean, for me, it's Tom King, in my opinion. I've thoroughly enjoyed every single story I've read of his this year.
Right. Oh yeah, because you got Human Target. Yeah, I'm gonna go Tynion because we have Tynion's Batman
Tynion
run.
was real good, yes.
And then we have Nice House on the Lake. We have Department of Truth. We have So I'm gonna go Tynion for 2022.
Real quick, just because it actually got me back on
And
it.
an honorable mention, Chip Zdarsky.
Yes.
Yep.
Because you have this current
Takes over Batman.
This current Batman. You have the Stillwater, which I
Daredevil.
really really like. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually might take the cake, just depending like on all the projects he's had this year. I'm glad you brought that one up, man. He's definitely on the podium.
I think just because it is the end of the year and it's kind of like, obviously the sample size is just the past comics, but how good I know we're talking about it. I'm going to pull this guy's name up right now. I think who's doing Daredevil. I think I'm going to surprisingly put him in there because of how much we've liked Daredevil.
That's Chip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
Chip. Yeah. So exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Cool. Danielle.
Who's doing Punisher, Sean?
Oh, God. I have that over there.
Sorry.
Oh, you guys go ahead. I'm going to pull it up right now. I'll be able to
Yeah, it's not that serious.
And then on the flip side of that, who's getting the Razzie for worst writing of 2022?
Jesus.
The Razzie.
Let's see.
Saladin Ahmed for kind of just falling off his Spider-Man Miles Morales run. I think it
Okay.
just got so vanilla, so just going through the motions of writing that book towards the end. I'm glad that Marvel really revamped it, and I'm pretty sure they could tell from sales and numbers and data that it was time to revamp it.
I'm actually gonna put in Jeff Lemire, unfortunately, because I'm gonna put him with that. I keep forgetting.
But I can't tie Jeff Lemire just to that story. I think Jeff Lemire has probably had good stories this year.
But he's also had the one with the thread. Remember the guy? He's trying to find his daughter, who's supposedly who's missing, but he can hear her voice or whatever. I'll get the story of the book later, but that's two stories in 2022 that I've read that there's very limited dialogue from him, and yeah, I just compared to what I've read in the past, didn't have a good showing for me personally of what I read of his.
10-4.
And the Amazing Spider-Man is the one that I was on that I got off really quick. Yeah, I was no bueno for me.
Okay.
I wasn't too big on that.
All right. Danielle?
All right, this is the last part of the comics section.
Oh.
So, what are you most excited about? Storyline, movie, etc. for 2023?
Oh, I know. Easy.
We talked about it already. I want to see how Daredevil and Punisher come together.
Ooh, okay. Very cool.
I know what mine is.
Go ahead, Mark.
San Diego Comic Con, baby.
That's right. San Diego
That's the storyline.
Right, just everything encompassing. But I mean, like, okay, but book or movie, like specific, like storyline.
Book or movie storyline. Book or movie. I want to see where Chip. Speaking of Chip, where he keeps pushing this Batman series, where this Daredevil series goes.
Right.
And also Detective. Ram V, I do enjoy it, but coming off that Tamaki run, that should have got a lot of honorable mentions and a lot of these questions as well.
Right.
I'd say that I want to see how that book's going to develop as well with this story arc that he's got going with these old, people from Gotham and whatnot.
Right?
Gotham. It's just good. It's a good arc and good story, good writing, good art always, and just excited to see where it's gonna go. But just different.
I have two. One is when Action Comics 1050 comes out, and then the aftermath of this Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, and then this Lazarus Planet that we've been seeing in our DC books. And an honorable mention is speaking of Jeff Lemire, finally when we're gonna get
yes,
Green Hell,
the Swamp
Thing Green Hell #2. So that's also another reason why he's gets the the Resi for the worst writer of the year. Because what the hell, I got one. I mean, I know it's like not his fault.
Remember they republished one because it took so long.
Right. Hella funny. But yeah, those would be the two that I'm very interested for.
It's kind of hard off the top of our head. If I really looked, I'd find some that I'm sure I'd be way more interested in, but top of my head.
I forgot for sure, book-wise and stuff.
Okay, go Danielle.
Okay, now we are moving on to the sports. What is your best sports moment and worst sports moment of 2022?
Best is easy.
Warriors?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be
Probably.
Championship.
I think that all happened in the past 6 months. Warrior Championship, and then Portugal ousted of the World Cup.
Warriors over Joey Logano, Mark?
Ooh.
Damn. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, because, I mean, they're a home team. I love my Joey Logano,
right,
but
that's true.
It's like when it's like a home team, it's like,
it's different.
I don't know. It's different with NASCAR. Like I said, I love Logano, but I just love the sport as a whole as well. But when it comes to the home team, but that's crazy. I didn't even think about that. That's right. Warriors and Logano, man, pretty good year, I guess. I just needed Portugal.
Right. I'd say that's the best. And then just my worst, just kind of having to deal with my other teams. Right, having to deal with the Raiders' lackluster season. The A's don't spend more than a nickel on their players, so they suck. The Sharks are far gone from their days of making this playoffs like 12, 13, 14 years in a row. Just like bleh. Manchester United not playing as well as they should. So just, like the tippy top was the Warriors, and obviously Larson being successful to somewhat degree this year. But the worst is like all my other teams. Zero success. So, yeah, there it is.
USC had success, though.
No, I know. Sean?
Yeah, I think it just go Warriors for sure, home team championship, and then Portugal. I mean, World Cup is once every 4 years, and that's
Yeah,
damn, man.
it's
It
true. All right,
sucks.
Danielle.
And yeah,
Who gets the biggest MVP of 2022? It could be a team or a person. And who would you call the biggest flop of 2022? Can also be a team or a person.
biggest. Oh man,
Biggest flop, Josh McDaniels.
no. I mean, he actually has a chance to make the playoffs, so he's not a flop yet. Believe it or not, he can still make the playoffs. You can't just call him
Still
a
make the
flop
playoffs.
yet.
He has like 8 teams need to lose out and they need to win out.
Bro.
I'd say
yeah, no,
Nathaniel Hackett on Denver's a flop.
that's a beyond flop.
When you have how many games that
Russell
you've given up,
Wilson.
double-digit leads at halftime, when you like
Yeah.
no, when you make those types of
Such a
mistakes, no.
bias.
How many? If you flip flop those 4 or 5 wins around, what's our record, bro? We're like second, third best record in the AFC. Absolutely not.
AFC. That's
Right?
okay. That's definitely
they're
good
they're
argument.
5. They have like 6 wins or 6 and 8. We have 10. We'd have like 10 wins right now if we just held on. If we scored more than like 3 points, 6 points in the second half of all those games, it's crazy.
I'm gonna go MVP. You know what? I'm gonna give it to Messi. You heard it out of my mouth. I
Messi
think
MVP,
for him,
okay.
I think for Messi to win a World Cup as hard as it is, and for everyone to know like the Argentina was just playing for him, and for it to be one of the ultimate team sports. You know what? And he had the pressure of just like you need that to be the GOAT. Like, hey, he made it happen. So good for him. And when I give him this trophy, it's not because I think he's the biggest bust, but it kind of sucks of where he's at in his career. And it's kind of like, I don't even have a club team. And it's actually Ronaldo. He got benched in the World Cup. He got ousted from Man United. He has no damn team right now. And it's just like he's on the outside looking in right now. So I think, he kind of gets that like toilet bowl per
All right,
se.
Messi MVP and Ronaldo, the toilet bowl. Yeah, coming from the Portuguese fan.
And I don't give it to him as an insult or a bad thing, but just kind of like a fall from grace.
Right.
Like, damn.
Mark, what about you, man?
So I actually had two. Messi was going to be one of them because, I mean, what he accomplished. But the other one has to be Ross Chastain, man. I mean, that's the real MVP right there, man. What that guy did to get into the
What he
championship.
Ross Chastain.
I mean, I can't leave that dude off the list, man. He brought a lot of attention to the sport. He propelled himself and his new team, into the playoff. I mean, the championship race, man. So that was huge, and I just I loved it. So that was great. I'd say Chastain MVP.
Who's your toilet bowl? Your
Toilet bowl.
that's not, just
The Oakland Athletics ownership group.
oh, you know
Yeah,
what?
right.
Hey, you know what? I throw them in there too. I throw
Jesus
them
Christ.
in there too. Not
The
like
city
this
of the city of Oakland, like just everything, right?
history,
Yeah.
bro. History and just wasting it, bro.
MVP coming back from like pretty much 2 straight years of not even playing to just
Klay Thompson, baby.
just come back and just play as well as he did and to help the Warriors win a championship. Like when it was, they were an afterthought. I don't even think they were top 5 or 6 or even 7 to begin the season of odds to win the championship, and then to go in and beat a really really good
It's a
and
great
young
one.
Boston Celtics team.
Good call, Mike. I like that one.
I'd say Mario Cristobal dodging Eugene, Oregon, and the Ducks to go down to play for the Hurricanes in Miami, and then just having like a horrible season down there. It's just, man, they sucked, and that was a pretty low light, I'd say.
I think Lincoln Riley is going to be my MVP for 2023.
Ooh, there it is. There it is.
Match him with Caleb Williams,
Caleb.
man.
All right, Danielle,
Talk about the deadly duo.
keep it going.
Who had the biggest comeback of 2022, player or team?
From what Mike said, I think
Clay.
Clay.
I know you did.
That
just
would be
say
my
Clay, so I
comeback.
was like, oh, I took my question.
Yeah, it's not even close. It is not even close. 2-year ending it in the end. What those injuries were, and it still come back and average 20 points a game.
Right.
First game back, a big mamma jamma versus Cleveland. That dunk. Oh yeah.
I mean, for me, an honorable mention, not statistically wise, but just actually physically coming back. Robinson, the guy from Washington Commanders who gets shot and then returns like
a month
8
later.
weeks later to actually be able to go on the field and play. Like what an unbelievable story that was. They were like getting more in depth about the story last night last night on Sunday Night Football. Crazy story. So
What about that song that he came out to his first game
Many
back?
Men. Damn. What about you, Mark?
I mean, I'd say Geno Smith is up
Ooh,
there.
that's a good one. Geno Smith.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for the
Geno
first half
Smith.
of the season, yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of. I mean, the
Still
team.
though, no,
the
I'd
team.
say I look what you're saying.
But
They should have been the last place in the damn division, and shoot, there's 7 games. You know,
Yeah.
good call it there.
pretty
That's
good.
pretty damn
right.
good.
I'd say Mattress Mac. He's an MVP for winning the
Mattress
That's
Mac.
the
He's
real
better.
MVP.
Yeah.
The real MVP is that
That's
freaking
the-
better who walked away with a $237 payout.
Right.
$37.
1,000.
$27 bet to win 237K.
All right, Danielle.
Almost done. What is your biggest, am I allowed to say a curse word?
Of course, always.
What is your biggest, what the fuck sports moment of 2022? Like, they just did what the fuck?
I think you can throw yesterday, the Raider game, kind of in that
The
mix.
Raider game.
Ru-
I think included in that is, I think Saudi Arabia.
Ooh, good
Saudi
one.
Arabia.
Defeating the-
That was beyond David versus
Oh
Goliath.
man.
right?
That was beyond David versus Goliath, and they made it happen in the freaking
Literally.
opening match
game,
for
and
themselves.
they go on to win the championship. That looks even better, right? You have to throw in Ross Chastain at Martinsville to get into the playoffs.
yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
might take the cake right there. Like like what's crazier, the play of the Raiders in the Patriots, or I think Chastain's.
Chastain
I
for
think
sure.
Chastain overtakes that for sure.
What do you call that? A wall?
Yeah, actually, that is like no, dude. Like I said, they brought so
The
many
wall-
eyes to the
the wall
NASCAR
ride,
world
yeah.
because everyone said exactly what Danielle said. What the?
Right? It's crazy. I'm trying to think of other ones. I don't know.
I'm trying to think like earlier in the year that we probably
Right.
don't have as fresh in our minds right now. Like
because technically you have the end of the NFL season of the previous
Yes.
season in 2022, so something from that also.
When-
But
when the Raiders got Devontae Adams, it was kind of like
That was a big what the heck. Yeah, that was good.
no, my reaction is like, wait, you got Chandler Jones, Devontae Adams,
Something's gonna go
and
wrong
you're
here.
6-8. What the? Yeah, no. All right, Danielle.
Okay, a few more. In your opinion, what was the biggest moment that's going to go down in history? The biggest historical moment in sports of 2022?
Historical
Messi.
moment.
That makes sense.
Probably
yeah,
Messi finally winning a World Cup.
hands down, because he is who he is in that sport. Yes.
Probably. Yeah, I wouldn't say like anything else, right? Warriors win the championship.
I think the next closest thing you can say though is the championship for Steph this year. Definitely put him in some top 10 argument for people.
Yeah, true.
People see him. I mean, to me, to even think, oh, Steph's a top 10 player. You told me that before this championship. Oh, yeah, I see you there. But now it's like, damn, bro, he might be a top 10 player.
Yeah.
but the World Cup, how
That's like the only thing I
Ah,
could say,
world
like right below it.
sport.
Oh, it's Messi.
Yep. All right, Danielle. How many more you got?
Serena Williams retiring. Kind of a big deal. He rolled my eyes when I said that the first time.
It
Okay.
is a big deal.
This is our last 2022. Who is your biggest in memoriam of 2022? Who did you lose this year in sports that means the most to you?
Can we include comic books too?
No, this is sports.
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 I mean,
Who the hell died this year in sports? It's even.
That's real.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
Did John Madden die this year?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
That might be.
I think so.
Oh, it was because I remember watching the
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that
sports desk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had Bill Russell also this year. Not that he was for us, but just kind of the bigger
no,
names.
he died December 28th of 2021, so technically no.
Oh, so okay, it was.
Huh. Yeah,
see.
sports
Let me see.
sports deaths of
Biggest
2022.
sports deaths. Biggest sports deaths, and it's not the freaking. You're looking online. It's like you do forget sometimes of this. We had Dan Reeves, Jeremy Giambi. I mean, too big. No offense to me. Sucks. Sad. Of course.
Jeez.
Dwayne Haskins.
Oh man, Dwayne Haskins. That was
just a sad one because it was a super young player. Not that he was like a superstar, but it's like he was Ohio State's finest. But man, really gotta take a look in here, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike Leach. I'd say Mike Leach actually.
Right.
Mike Leach, I think what Mark was the way he's describing him last week, and just knowing him, us be college football fans, yeah, that guy was just full of personality, and that was just super sad, man.
Yeah,
That's a good one, actually.
I'd probably say, yeah. I mean, I can't think of anything right now that. Yeah, I don't know.
I'd say the reporter for the sports for the World Cup in Qatar, that was real crazy.
Bro, what's crazy is
That's still like going on too. It's crazy.
I just watched actually that little documentary of USA Mexico, the rivalry on Amazon Prime, and he's in that so much because he's been a part of the U.S. soccer for I don't know how many years, and it's just so crazy. Like, damn, watching this, and this probably was made within that past a handful of months, and you just die now. Obviously, it's super sad, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For A's fans, Jeremy Giambi, Mark,
big time.
You know,
Slide, bro.
Right? If I can do an honorable mention that's not, it's Kevin Conroy. Sorry, I know it's not sports,
Kevin
but
Conroy. That's fine.
Ooh, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall.
Scott Hall. Ooh, sweet.
Oh,
That's
John Clayton back in March.
Oh, that's
John
right.
Clayton.
John Clayton.
did-
I mean, like waking up
oh.
every single morning, and when we were kids and watching Sunday
That might
NFL
be
Countdown with Chris Berman, and you had John Clayton somewhere, Sal Palantonio, and you had Lisa Kramer or. Right? Yeah, Lisa Kramer, whatever her name is, and you had boom.
Yeah, March 18th. Yep, that might be my guy
John
actually.
Clayton.
Because I remember that man. I remember when freaking Stuart Scott died. Oh, I was hella teary-eyed. Like
Right.
certain people like that, just they hit you different, man. Because we grew up watching ESPN, and it's like, all right, let's go to Ed Warder in Valley Ranch. He's in fucking Dallas. John Clayton. You got freaking. Everyone just
Colorado.
had their thing, man, and yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, for Raider fans, Darryl LaMonica, too, quarterback. So, I mean, yeah, there's tons of them, but then we're not remembering any of them. So, but yeah,
Didn't one of the Raiders old school players die this year
yeah,
too?
Darryl LaMonica.
And another one, right?
I don't know, not really sure. Danielle, are you done, ma'am?
Just about.
Just about.
Who, in your opinion, needs to have the biggest comeback for 2023?
Oh,
Team or player?
Mine. Shoot. Comeback for 2022. Comeback from what happened in 2022.
right. Come back from what happened.
I'm just having like a shitty year the year before.
I mean the Raiders. I mean,
Kyle Busch needs to show. I think Kyle Busch didn't have that great of a year.
right? Yeah, Kyle Busch
Joe
with a new
Gibbs.
team needs to prove himself. Yeah, that's true. Let's see.
Who had a horror?
I'm hoping,
Manchester United needs to get back on the
Man
schneid.
U needs to get back. I'm hoping that Tiger Woods goes in and out, has a good year. Because right now, the end of this year, you're seeing a lot of good things with Tiger playing these little tournaments with his son. Seems
Yeah.
happy and stuff. And is he going to go and win the freaking Grand Slam most ever? Probably not at this point. But just to go out there and still kind of be quote-unquote relevant, not just for your name, but what you do on the golf course.
I honestly think that he'll be happiest when he retires, like when he stops playing, and he can kind of step back and be
At this
be
point.
like the father he can be, and just see his son play. I think Tiger will be better off after he retires.
Retiring.
Yeah,
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to
he
have a
needs a
comeback year,
comeback.
but he definitely needs it. Go ahead.
All right, and last one, guys. For each sport category, who's winning the ship in 2023?
That's a good question.
Good
All
question.
right.
All right, thank you,
Baseball,
Danielle.
I'll go
Okay.
baseball. Let's see. We could actually, we'll just like bring up a sport on wall, say what it is.
Okay, yeah. So let's do like
Oh, you know what? Let's go. You're the host. Let's go. It's the last, category thing we do for the year.
let's see.
Let's go major sports too. We don't need to talk about cricket.
Right. Okay, so MLB, baseball. If I were to give just let's see. Let's go Yankees for me. Baseball.
I do like the addition of Trey Turner. They got Taiwan Walker. Let's go Phillies. Are they going to? Probably not, but why not? It's something
Okay,
different.
Mark.
San Diego.
Ooh,
There you go.
yes, that'd be a good one to root
like
for
that.
too. Okay, hockey. I mean, you have
Who
your,
cares?
you have your. You know what?
Sharks aren't winning.
No. I'm going to say that they're going to continue just the dominance that they've been having. It's going to be
Colorado.
no, Boston.
Boston.
Boston Bruins.
Yeah, they're dominating
They're
right now.
doing
Yeah, let's
really
go
good.
Boston. I make that easy. Yeah, Boston. They're so good
But I
right
think
now.
Philly's right there with them too. Like it's going to be Philly or Pittsburgh. One of the other Eastern Conference teams is doing very well, like right behind them too. So it's going to be a good matchup
Let's
for
go
sure.
Beantown. I like that. Boston.
Basketball. The Warriors aren't winning the championship.
That's tough.
That is tough because oh my God, what's reflected on the standings right now is not what I see.
Right.
I don't see New Orleans fucking winning a championship, obviously, and
Maybe Milwaukee goes back.
I go Milwaukee. I really like Milwaukee in a series. Milwaukee.
All right, yeah, I think Milwaukee too.
Mark. I want to say Warriors. My heart's saying Warriors. My mind's saying Milwaukee right now.
I don't know if Warriors actually can.
It's hard, bro.
They don't seem like the type of team that really picks it up in the like they when they win a championship. I feel like they play good the whole season. You know what I mean? I feel.
Trust me, we've seen it.
I think
4 times.
I got to give a big shout out to Boston. Obviously losing their damn coach, and they got this coach that's like 34 years old. Dude's
You're my
like
second
younger-
option, bro.
Dude, come on, dude's young as hell, just running this team. So I like to say Phoenix, but Chris Paul don't win championships, so it's hard to go there. Memphis is still young. If this comes down, Warriors are obviously they'd be in there in the 11th seed right now. But if this comes down to having to face the Warriors in a 7-game series, if they can start gelling a little bit more, it becomes a whole different season in the playoffs. So I can see the Warriors also. You can't always count them out, but I thought Dallas would be doing better.
So who's your pick?
I don't know. I'll go Boston, bro.
Good pick.
The runners up from last year.
Okay.
I like that.
Football, NFL.
Oh, bro, you ain't gonna ask me yet.
Really?
Iowa State's finest, Brock Purdy, baby. Let's go Niners.
Oh man.
Baby.
I've seen a lot of their games too, and like they're looking more and more like the Patriots. How they just like they get every freaking call too. Like like it comes down to that sometimes. Like when it's like they're a good team, but they also get like all these calls too. They put their hand up. A lot of receivers don't get the call. They always get the call. So not only because of that, they're a great team, but I'll say the Kansas City Chiefs.
They always get things to go their way.
I know.
Yeah. And people think it's freaking bullshit. Watch the game.
I will say that, Joe Burrow is playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and he can get that team back to the Super Bowl.
That second half yesterday, 4 touchdowns.
Bro, 32 points for my ass, and he had like negative .44 at halftime or whatever. So, yeah. So, honorable mention, I'd say, best team. Well, because if Jalen Hurts comes back to like full health, they've been the best team, for most of the season. So, I'd probably say Philly and then Kansas City, number 1.
Who wins the NASCAR championship?
Well, who wins the Super Bowl for you, Mark?
Oh, the Super Bowl for me? Let's go Buffalo.
All right, Buffalo finally getting off the schneid there.
Chase.
Got it.
Chase, okay.
I mean, I'll never go
Right.
Chase.
I think it's going to be one of the 2 Hendrick boys. I think Hendrick gets back to the podium to raise a trophy. I'm going to say it's I say TCB goes 4 years in a row. Chase, Larson, Logano, and now Chase or / Larson for 2023. What do you say?
Let's go with Hamlin.
Oh, fuck. Hamlin? I thought you were going to be like out of left field and be like Chastain or Reddick or something.
I was going to say
To tell you
Chastain.
the truth, I actually want to see Hamlin win a championship. I'm not like a hater. Like I just mentioned earlier when you said, oh, not Logano. It's like, he's my guy. But, man, I mean, Hamlin's been in the sport since the day I started watching this. And I started watching it back in like 07.
Right.
It's been a minute. So, I mean, he's been good for our sport. He is what he is. And it's like, man, guys put in work. And he's like, doesn't have one yet. Kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But, hopefully he can try to get one, man.
All right, guys. Well, that's it, man. Thank you to my wife for coming in here and giving us a bunch of questions, little quick hitters. It's been great, fellas. Like another year, shit, man. Like March, April of 2019, and it's the end of 2022. colliding the worlds of sports and comics, just, almost every week, 171 episodes, and, I don't see us slowing down. I want to thank you guys for jumping on when we jump on, and I know we have things going on in life and we miss episodes, we miss weeks, and, just to give our batteries a chance to recharge during the off season of football. We go every other week, but we have some plans set for 2023 that hopefully, we do more, right, to give you fans and everything, and hopefully more eyes see us, right? So that's all we want to do is to have fun on here, give good content to everybody, and then hopefully more eyes see us, right? So, yeah, guys, thanks for a great 2022, and cheers to a great 2023, guys. Take us away, 171.
Yeah, just keeping it short and sweet, actually. One time you think it would be longer. No, episode 171, Mike said, it's been years in fruition. It is the last episode of this year, but it's just the beginning for next year. So just thank you to the fans. That's just the most important thing. Week in and week out, we have the product, the sports, and the comics. And most importantly, also thank you to TI Comics, Treasure Island Comics, Alex, for being the best sponsor we can ask for. All the things you do for us. And just to the fans, again, Mike goes over the states and the countries that download us. So sometimes it's thinking like, damn, we don't get paid for this stuff. But to think that people take time who live in all these different places to just hear three average Joes talk about sports and comics, like, that's some pretty cool shit. So, yeah, like Mike said, 2023, here we come. It's going to be fun. The sports ain't stopping. The comics ain't stopping. The content ain't stopping. So definitely get ready, guys.
Very, very, very well put, Sean. Thank you for that. And yes, as always, like you said, I want to give my personal thanks on behalf of you guys and our fans as well to Treasure Island Comics and Alex and everything that he provides us with. Literally, he provides us with the content to be able to share with you guys, share our opinions, share our reactions, get your guys' reactions, and just really make this podcast and this live stream is as fun as we can try to make it for everybody involved. So thank you, listeners. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, all the fans, like Sean said, around the world. If you guys want to leave us a Christmas greeting in our email, you guys can do that, thecomicbookies@gmail.com. If you guys want to reach us on any social media, you guys can do that on Instagram. You guys can do that on Twitter at the Comic Bookies. We're also on Facebook as well. So yeah, just drop in, let us know, drop us in like Santa Claus drops down that chimney. And from the TCB boys here, we just hope that you guys get everything you guys wished for Christmas, and that it's very merry and safe for everybody that is involved. We love you guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you guys very, very much for the sentiment to end the year 2022. We are taking the week off next week to be with our family and friends, so I hope that you guys can enjoy the same, with next week being Christmas and the week after being New Year's. So we will see everyone in the year 2023 on January 2nd for live episode 172. But Sean and Mark, for those two guys, my name is Mike. This has been the Comic Bookies podcast. Episode 171, final episode of 2022. I love you guys, and I love all the fans, 3,000, just like the great Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man always says every single time I watch that movie and get choked up. A little lump in my throat. But enjoy the sports, enjoy the comics, and enjoy the hell out of each other. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, everyone. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace, and always enjoy each other. And don't forget, have yourself a merry little Christmas, you filthy animal.